Hello everyone, I'm Andy from the Pixel Pub, and I'm here to talk about the 10 new Switch games we've just added to the collection. Okay, I wanted this video a while ago when we got back from Canada, but my PC decided to crap out, and I'm going to try to edit this on my old PC. So we're going to see how it goes, and let's go. Okay, so these are some of the games we got from Canada. I think there's one that we didn't. We were just on a wild Switch hunt, going to all the GameStops and stuff like that, and just a Switch collection. It's growing by the day. So let's start with the first game here. It is Trinity Trigger. This is the Day 1 edition. I see this a lot at GameStops down here, but it was cheaper up there. It caught Kathy's eye. This seems to be an action RPG, a top-down action RPG that caught her attention. It still has everything in it. It still has the art book and the CD. It's still sealed and stuff like this. It reminds me, I think it's from the same company that did Silent Hope that I bought like a year or two ago now, and I messed around with it a little bit. I didn't really catch my attention. But Kathy bought this. Maybe it will catch her attention. I don't know. She hasn't given it a try yet. We bought so many Switch games. It's been wild. But yeah, that's Trinity Trigger. Okay, next up is another Kathy purchase. That is Self-Loss. Originally, when I was looking at this game, it kind of reminded me of Dredge. Like you're playing as an old man, and you have a boat, and you're swimming around, or not swimming, sailing around. And but looking at it more, it seems like there's a lot of like action RPG elements, like dungeons and stuff that you're going in, you're fighting, but you're this old man, you're swinging these swords at these gigantic demons. I don't know. I haven't played it. Kathy hasn't played it. She picked it up, just caught her attention. It was on the cheap, on the Canadian dollar, which is good for us here in America. And I don't know. Experience an emotional voyage is what it says. And the trailer says it's made by one guy, which is pretty cool. For him getting a physical version. If I can make a fucking game and get a physical version of it, I'd be super happy. So, congrats to that guy. Goodwin Games, I think that's the guy. Yeah, Self-Loss. Seems pretty cool. Okay, this is another Kathy pick. I think the next two are Kathy picks. That caught her attention is Dungeon Munchies. This game seems like a 2D side-scrolling roguelike, similar to Dead Cells or Rogue Legacy or something like that, where you're getting like recipes and ingredients to make meals that will make your stats better and stuff like that, so you can carry in to the dungeon and get further and further. She played it a little bit, and I played a lot more of it while we were up in Canada. It's interesting because it has it's got like a dual stick type of situation where your character moves back while still looking forward, but you can move the stick around and still see in other places. It's strange. Like I said, it caught her attention. It has that Dead Cells and Rogue Legacy vibe with anime craziness with it, like the frying pan that you're cooking your meals in has a crazy face in it, and he's like, ah. But it seems like a good time. That's Dungeon Munchies. Okay, next up is Process of Elimination. This is put out by NIS here in North America, which puts out some of my favorite games, the Trails games, the East games, stuff like that. This game seems like a adventure game, a game similar to like a Danganronpa or a 999, Virtue's Last Reward, stuff like that. Just an anime thing where people seem they're probably gonna die. I don't know. Now that I'm looking at the back of it, it seems like there's like some turn strategy stuff into it too. Like, we haven't played it yet. I'm just gonna read you the back of the box. How about this? A hapless student named Wato Hojo finds himself among a group of talented detectives and must work to stop a prolific serial killer that hides among them. Can we solve the case before it's too late? And then the rest is in French. But I watched some trailers, and it was just a bunch of images of anime characters. I'm like, okay, that's probably an adventure game. That's probably a Danganronpa-like, because that's super popular. But yeah, this Process of Elimination. We'll see what it is. Mystery box. How about that? All right, next is a game that I picked out. That is The Last Faith. The Last Faith is basically a blasphemous clone. I saw this at one store in Canada, and I didn't pick it up because I was just like, okay, this looks cool, but I don't know. I'm gonna mull it over a little bit. And then I saw another store. Okay, let me try it out, and it is super cool. It is, just like I said, it is a blasphemous kind of clone where it's, which in itself is a Metroidvania, Dark Souls type of clone where, you know, you're going through different paths in a very gothic, very metal, very dark environment, and it's hard. It's super cool. It's got the different classes you pick from the beginning, and I can't remember what I picked. I just messed around with it a little bit in our Airbnb, but I'm hoping to give it a proper try at some point in the future. Like I said, we picked up so many games. It's crazy up in here. But yeah, that's the last fate. Okay, next up is a game that Kathy picked up. That is Aelier. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Aelier Lulua, the Scion of our land. We saw this at a couple of different GameStops in Canada. I'd never even heard of it. I'm constantly surprised how deep and how stretched out the Aelier series is. There's so many games. It's kind of crazy. And Kathy played quite a bit of this while we were in Canada, and she really liked it. She had a good time playing Aelier Ryza when I got it for her for Christmas, I think, last year. And I think she's trying to ride that dragon and get that hype back and play all the games. But I don't know. I heard people talk about Aelier Ryza, but I never heard anyone talk about this one. So I don't know. Let me know if it's any good. Okay, next up is a game I picked out. If you watched our video where we're game hunting in Ontario, you saw it that I was like, I'm picking this up. And if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. It's a fun little time where we go and check out different game stores and stuff like that. And I saw this at a GameStop that I haven't seen down here, and that is Deadly Premonition Origins. Now, this is a janky-ass game. It is crazy. It is weird. I watched the guys from Giant Bomb back in the day play through this. I believe it was Ryan and Brad play through, and then Vinny and Jeff had their own separate playthrough playing through this game, and just seeing all the weird shit that happened in this game became a meme. And I have it on Steam, and I wanted to play it that way, but the Steam version, when I last checked it out, I don't know if it's the case now, it's been a while, it didn't have controller support. So I was like, I'm not playing this game without a controller. So I saw this, and it was a cheap way for me to have a physical version of Deadly Premonition and be able to try it for myself. And I played a little bit of it, and it's exactly how I remember those guys playing it back in the day. It's so fucking weird. Draws a lot of inspiration from like Twin Peaks and stuff like that, but just makes it way crazier. Just a weird game with weird problems that, I don't know, it's crazy. It's crazy, and I'm happy to have it around Halloween because it's a spooky game. Okay, next up is another game I picked out. If you saw the last video, you saw me kind of look at it. Didn't really make up my mind in the video, but I did end up getting it, and that is Azure Striker Gunvolt Striker Pack. And this is, to my understanding, the first two games that originally came out on 3DS, on the Switch, and I dipped my toe into the Gunvolt series in the last Switch video where I picked up the Gunvolt Chronicles and the Gunvolt Burst. So I saw this and I was like, okay, this looks cool. Let me get this, because it wasn't that expensive for on the Canadian dollar. And like I said in the other videos, I love Mega Man, and I need to really dig my claws in this new series that I never got into back in the day. Like I didn't try the Gunvolt games on the 3DS. I haven't tried them out on the Switch really, and so now I'm all in. I'm wanting to get all of them. I want to get all of them, get my claws into them, and just give them a try. Let me see what's going on with these games, and this seems like a good way to do 1 and 2 on the Switch. Okay, speaking of Mega Man, this is another game that I picked up, and it is similar to Mega Man. It's also a game that someone recommended me on one of the last videos I did when I was like, hey, I love Mega Man X. What's a game like that? And someone recommended it to me. That is Gravity Circuit. And I saw this at one of the stores that we were at, one of the local gaming stores, I believe in Guelph, Ontario. So I picked it up. I played a little bit of it, and it's going to take me some time. It's going to take me some time to get used to the controls with the grappling hook and all that stuff. And the fact that the Gravity Circuit guy here, he doesn't have, at the start, he doesn't have projectile attacks. He just punches everybody. And that's fine. But I really like the pace of it. I really like the feel of it. It's just, I just know it's going to, when I get used to it, it's going to be like second nature. So I just need to sit down and give it a good honest day of playing this and see what I can do with it. But my one thing I don't like about this game, and when it was brought up to me in the comments and I looked at the trailer, I was like, oh yeah, I do remember that game, and I do remember why it didn't really fly on my radar that much. It's because the graphics, it looks like a Game Boy Color game. Like every single character has like a monotone presentation. Like Gravity Circuit, he is just like 6 different shades of red, and then this other character is 6 different shades of blue and 6 different shades of yellow. It feels like a Game Boy Color game, and I don't really like that aesthetic. Like they're going for something that is probably nostalgic for some people, not for me. But having played it, it is super cool. I love the designs of the robots and stuff like that. I just wish they had more color. Just make it look like a Super Nintendo game for me, like an old man like me. Yeah, that's Gravity Circuit. Can't wait to give it an honest try. Okay, lastly is a game that actually we didn't pick up in Canada, but it came in the day before we went to Canada. Like we were packing up, we were getting all the house ready and all this other stuff. Just, like Home Alone style, just running around the house, that crazy music playing. We're running around. This came in the mail the day before we left, and it's The Wild at Heart. It's something Kathy ordered. She follows all these different subreddits and stuff about games, and gets her ideas about what's cool and what's not. And she really wanted this, and she ordered it, and she really likes it. She's played a lot of it since we came back, and to my eyes, I haven't played it. It does seem super cool. It has a fun art style, but it's like a Pikmin like you're collecting little creatures to follow you around and do stuff, and hey, pick that up, fight this enemy, do this other stuff. But it's also like other characters that you can play as. Well, I guess there's only 2. They're all on the front here, like the little, I guess, teenage boy and younger than teenage girl. I don't know. And it seems to take place in like the 80s-esque, late 80s, early 90s-esque environment, but there's also monsters and stuff, and it's just a weird thing. But she's really having a good time with it. I think it's probably one of her favorite games she's played in a while. But yeah, that's Wild at Heart. It's super cool. Check it out. Okay, that's been 10 games we've added to the Switch collection while we were in Canada with, the one that we didn't get from Canada. I got some more that we might show off sometime soon. But I've been Eddie from the Pixel Pub. Let me know if I need to pick up any more Switch games. Let me know what's cool, what the kids are thinking are hip. Let me know what the cool kids are talking about. What games, what Switch games are people talking about? What should I be on the lookout for that's not, the big hits like Zelda and Mario and stuff like that. I've been Indy from the Pixel Pub. Peace out.